Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, September 16th, at 8:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 700 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Unexpected remains found at Grand Canyon during search for body. Chef Kwame Onwuchi reflects on the many ways that food builds connections. New bodycam video shows emotional Gabby Petito after reported fight with Fiank in Utah. Sheriff, Michigan lawmaker in jail had hidden handcuff key. White catfish catch shatters state, and maybe, world record. Moderna says a study showed falling COVID-19 immunity over time and the need for boosters, even though most breakthrough infections weren't severe. Employers are spying on Americans at home with tattleware. It's time to track them instead. Samantha Bee spots real reason for GOP fear-mongering on COVID-19 vaccines, mandates. Cardinals soar into playoff position behind ageless arms. Jon Stewart admits why he was wrong about Donald Trump. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. SpaceX Inspiration 4 mission blasts off on history-making journey to orbit, CNET. France is outraged by U.S. nuclear submarine deal with Australia, The New York Times. Pfizer CEO urges FDA to approve booster dose. Florida makes death data public after secrecy. COVID-19 updates, USA Today. Roger Stone served a big stack of papers from Capitol riot lawsuit during radio interview, The Washington Post. New bodycam video shows emotional Gabby Petito after reported fight with Fiank in Utah, NBC News. Kim Kardashian defended Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's PDA after Ellen DeGeneres joked that they can't keep their hands off each other, BuzzFeed News. Dow Jones today, stocks open mixed as retail sales jump, Cisco, Amex upgraded, Progeny, Zoom Info, Decker's nearby points, Investors Business Daily. What it's like to parent a kid who's too young for the COVID vaccines, The Washington Post. What went wrong, Apple Watch Series 7 Rumors Edition, Mac Rumors. Online purchases boost U.S. retail sales, labor market recovering, Reuters. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Colorado Governor Jared Polis makes history by marrying Marlon Rice. How to keep Wi-Fi running smoothly when the whole family is home. Whitney Houston's The Bodyguard is getting a remake and Twitter users have thoughts. A white woman told me she doesn't think of me as black. Here's how I reacted. A rally in support of Capitol attackers is coming to the sea. Here's what to expect. 2 Americans die in sea cliff climbing accident on Spanish Island. Elton John postpones farewell Yellow Brick Road tour after hip injury. How to transition your skincare routine for fall. Experts predict what flu season will be like this year. Get dinner on the table faster with these 9 chef-approved hacks. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Sheriff, state rep brought handcuff key into cell. Woman wins $1 on scratch-off lottery ticket. Measles delays Afghan refugees headed to Tulsa. Doorbell video helps convict 2 in fatal shooting. County has no pediatric hospital beds. Mom, son with cerebral palsy beaten on birthday. Prisoner helped cold case unit solve case. Loose zebras turn heads in Wisconsin. Chicago Bears legend shares glimpse inside his ALS battle. Firefighter among 4 treated after 3-story fire. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Business updates, Marks & Spencer blames Brexit as 11 stores close. Exxon, Chevron, BP and others called to testify on climate disinformation. Our foster care system is fundamentally broken. White House offers call to Nicki Minaj to discuss vaccine safety. France is outraged by U.S. nuclear submarine deal with Australia. Phil is a person of interest in the disappearance of Gabrielle Petito. Broadway is brimming with black playwrights, but for how long? Die, beautiful spotted lanternfly, die. At least 9 drowned swimming off the coast of southern France. Democrats continue to struggle with men of color. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. French Foreign Minister calls us Australia submarine deal a stab in the back. Cowboys Ezekiel Elliott on Week 1 critics, maybe they should be studying a little bit more. Ex-NFL tight end Zach Miller reveals leg was almost amputated after 2017 injury. Migrant numbers under Texas bridge double to 8,000 plus in 24 hours, out of control. CNN's Don Lemon calls on Americans to shun stupid unvaccinated people, leave them behind. Several studies support COVID-19 vaccine boosters as FDA remains neutral ahead of Friday vote. Nicki Minaj compares cancel culture in US to China after vaccine blowback, don't you all see? Crispy loaded potato skins for NFL game day, try the recipe. What really happened in Wuhan? Australian reporter speaks to Chinese defector. Retired general calls for Milley's resignation, action somewhere between treason and dereliction of duty. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, September 16th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. The struggles were real, actor Don Daryl Rivera on CBS and documentary Ghostlight, the year Broadway went dark. Woman clinically dead for 45 minutes miraculously brought back to life, so grateful God gave me second chance. More revenue, fewer hours, company says 4-day work week increased productivity. Being vaccinated against COVID could help you get hired, put it on your resume, recruiter says. Bryce Young has been outstanding as a first-year starter, CBS's Brian Jones previews number 1 Alabama versus number 14 Florida, other Week 3 games. Child tax credit, September payments arriving in parents' bank accounts. Researchers say some people have developed superhuman immunity against COVID-19. Tough as nails new challengers announced for Season 3. Survivor 41, downloadable Survivor pool. These millennials were worldly, wise and funny, author Jeff Hobbs on book show them you're good. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. England star Rhys James posts moment robbers raided his house. 13 best bargains to shop today on Amazon. The Insulate Britain protesters who strolled back onto the M25 after police let them walk free. Shipwrecked Venezuelan mother died of thirst despite drinking her own urine while kids survived. Boris finishes off his bombshell reshuffle with Red Wallers promoted. Volcano alert on the Canary Islands La Palma after almost 1,000 earthquakes are detected. Unvaccinated mother, 55, and daughter, 32, both die of COVID. Meghan Markle's $62,000 pinky ring made with diamonds from a mystery donor in the Middle East. Melinda Gates hosts bridal shower for daughter Jennifer at $125 M home. Video, Swindon cyclist punched in the face during road rage incident. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. International Criminal Court authorizes investigation into bloody Philippine drug war led by Duterte. Biden's incomprehensible travel ban on European visitors widens transatlantic rift. Former ISIS teenage bride who left Britain to join militant group in Syria tells the public, "I'm sorry." Fake candidates and jailed opposition, Russia's parliament elections stack the cards for Putin. Nigerian Air Force probes reports it killed civilians. Libyan commander, Chadian rebels clash in southern Libya. Ozone hole over Antarctica larger than usual, scientists say. New Van Gogh drawing to go on display in Amsterdam Museum. After initially denying responsibility, Nigerian Air Force admits to airstrike in area where civilians reported killed. A big grey elephant, Paris Arc de Triomphe is wrapped up. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. No 10 dismisses claims AUKUS deal has damaged relations with France as reshuffle continues, live. COVID Live News, 90% of young adults in UK likely to have antibodies, China has vaccinated 1 billion people. They created a new blueprint, a legacy of blaxploitation film posters. How Democrats could actually pass their new voting rights bill, the fight to vote. Judd Nelson, wearing a giant papier-mâché head and smoking pot was a great way to spend the summer. U.S. distance coach Alberto Salazar loses appeal against doping violations. Which countries are enforcing mandatory COVID jabs, and how? White House offers Nicki Minaj a phone call to answer vaccine questions. Britney Spears' 30 greatest songs, ranked. Fauci review, laudatory but lenient portrait of the U.S. vaccine czar. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Catfish cat shatters state, maybe world, record. Surprise uptick in spending by Americans as Delta spread. Drought have-nots test how to share water in the West. As COVID-19 vaccine mandates rise, religious exemptions grow. UN chief urges rapid emission cuts to curb climate change. Stanford murders conviction renews hope for justice in second alleged victim's case. Diner shot in leg during stick-up at high-end NYC restaurant. Missouri officer dies after being shot responding to call. Putin, dozens in inner circle infected with coronavirus. Worst nightmare, 20-plus cats die in Florida shelter fire. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Brussels to name street after murdered sex worker Yunus Osayande. Afghanistan singers flee Taliban violence. Vincent van Gogh, newly discovered drawing goes on display. Denmark set to ban life-term prisoners from new romantic links. Alex Murdaugh, the hotshot U.S. lawyer and the hitman. AUKUS, China denounces US UK-Australia pact as irresponsible. Head of Islamic State in Sahara killed by French troops, Macron. Hezbollah brings Iranian fuel into Lebanon to ease shortages. COVID-19, France suspends 3,000 unvaccinated health workers. Wikipedia blames pro-China infiltration for bans. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Pfizer CEO urges FDA to approve booster dose. Florida makes death data public after secrecy. COVID-19 updates. COVID-19 booster shot ethics debate. SpaceX launches civilians to space. 5 Things podcast. As Nicholas stalls over Louisiana, 3 potential storms are crowding the Atlantic. Florida deputy fired after telling inmate he looked like George Floyd, asking him to say "I cannot breathe." Capitol Police reinstall fencing around Capitol building ahead of Justice for J6 event. Louisiana's communities of color already suffer from pollution and COVID. Now it's climate change. Alex Murdaugh to turn himself in amid botched murder, insurance fraud plot, what we know. The day in pictures. On this day, September 16, 2011. A Florida animal shelter went up in flames. All the dogs got out, but at least 20 cats died. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. World's largest trees under siege from California wildfires. Sequoias face new perils. After Newsom's recall triumph, Republicans need to do the math, stop wasting time and money. LA County takes first steps to end urban oil drilling. School mural is transformed after original offended some Korean Americans. With recall behind him, where does Newsom go from here? Suspects arrested in mother's hit-and-run death in Playa del Rey. LA fire captain severely burned in downtown explosion sues building owners, vape shops. How many ballots are left to be counted in the California recall election? California's costly, confusing recall sparks an effort to rethink the rules. Homeless veteran stabbed to death at encampment near VA in West LA. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, September 16, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. India, world's biggest COVID misinformation source. A study found social media is the biggest producer of misinformation, accounting for 85% of it. Internet-based sources make up 91% of all COVID fake news. India is the biggest source, 18%, followed by Brazil, 9%, and the USA, 8.6%. Philippine President Duterte is being investigated by an international court, NPR. Vladimir Putin says dozens in Kremlin inner circle have COVID. Australia to build 8 nuclear-powered submarines under new Indo-Pacific Pact. Israeli anti-vax leader dies of COVID-19. France calls killing of ISIS leader behind deaths of 4 U.S. soldiers big victory. China's aggression led to the formation of a new trilateral security pact, says defense expert. Marks & Spencer blames Brexit as it closes 11 French stores. China accounts for 40% of 6G patent applications despite U.S. sanctions. Average monthly salary of Saudi Arabian women exceeds that of men for the first time in history. Religious schools in Victoria will lose right to sack workers based on sexuality in law change. Draft of Cuba's new family code opens door for gay marriage. Japan immigration footage shows mistreatment of detained foreigner. Thousands of scientists, academics call for fossil fuel non-proliferation treaty. The next headlines are from Forbes. Nicki Minaj gets defensive after Twitch streamer Hassan Piker criticizes Tucker Carlson tweet. BTS's Butter is already the 4th longest charting Hot 100 single ever by a Korean musician. Has U.S. soccer grabbed the PR high ground in equal pay fight? Polling the debt limit. Hydrogen hope fuel shares of Korean conglomerate Hyosung, Min's new billionaire. Can Chase Elliott edge Kyle Larson at NASCAR's Bristol night race? MSNBC's digital expansion includes launch of blog with Joy Reid style and swagger. Outer aims to be the leading outdoor furniture brand helped by $50 million in new Series B funding. New report claims governments don't take the climate emergency seriously. Spinnova collaboration presents breakthrough circular fibers at NYFW, following $135 million IPO. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Did the coronavirus jump from animals to people twice? COVID vaccine booster shot shows promise in Israeli study. Politics will be poorer without Angela Merkel's scientific approach. the mentoring messages that can get lost in translation. A spotlight on seafood for global human nutrition. China faces 1-2 punches of extreme weather as Earth warms. Protein condensates provide a platform for controlling chromatin. Aquatic foods to nourish nations. Rational design of a new antibiotic class for drug-resistant infections. Structural basis of human transcription DNA repair coupling. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,731,879,016 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Vivendi plans takeover bid for Lagardère after becoming leading shareholder. Lil Nas X says he wants to work with Drake and Nicki Minaj exclusive. 13 essential music industry podcasts, from Song Exploder to Mogul. Gene Smart has been TV's MVP for years. With Hex and Mayor of Easttown, the world finally noticed. Elvis Costello on the endurance of this year's model, and what's gained in translation with new Spanish model. Genius acquired for $80 million by Media Lab, which is making layoffs of music lyrics company. White House confirms it offered to speak with Nicki Minaj about vaccine safety. Money heists Najwa Nimri stars in first look image for insiders, Netflix's first original Spanish reality show, Global Bulletin. Piers Morgan joins Fox News in global deal, reuniting with Rupert Murdoch's News Corporation. Kadamara, Adam Scott to star in Ghost Rider movie-length podcast thriller from Cadence 13 exclusive. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Philip Morris is buying an asthma inhaler company. Health groups are suspicious. The White House offered to answer Nicki Minaj's COVID vaccine questions, not a visit. A young woman vanished on a cross-country trip. Her boyfriend is a person of interest. Derek Chauvin returns to court for allegedly holding a black teen down by the throat. Sir Walter Raleigh's colony vanished over 400 years ago. Scientists are still looking. To retake Congress, the GOP plans to attack Democrats on the economy. Overwhelmed with COVID patients, Oregon hospitals postpone surgeries and cancer care. NASA is launching a new telescope that could offer some cosmic eye candy. Alaska's largest hospital says the strain of COVID is forcing it to ration care. Friction among Taliban pragmatists, hardliners intensifies. The following headlines are from The Week. The fence around the Capitol returns for far-right September 18th rally. Piers Morgan signs a deal with Fox News after controversial Meghan Markle comments. Putin reveals the Kremlin is awash in COVID-19 cases. Boston's next elected mayor won't be an Irish or Italian-American man for the first time in 91 years. Elton John postpones tour dates after hip injury leaves him in considerable pain. France says it killed ISIS Africa leader in decisive blow against this terrorist group. Let science fiction be weird again. The method to Mitch McConnell's debt ceiling madness. Former House Speaker Dennis Hastert reaches settlement with man he abused as teenager. Democrats smell blood on the politics of the pandemic. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Wastewater threatens Texas streams. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Cosmic rays erode away all but the largest interstellar objects. Here's how to watch Inspiration 4 blast off on Wednesday. A 6-year search of the outer solar system turns up 461 new objects, but no Planet 9. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, September 16th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Inspiration for, forced all civilian crew goes to space. Are day and night equal at the equinox? September equinox, all you need to know. SpaceX lasers define next era of Starlink technology. Harvest Moon 2021, all you need to know. Rerun of a supernova blast expected 2037. Moon, Saturn, Jupiter September 15th to 18. The next news is from Politico. That fellow from down under, Aussies cringe as Biden appears to forget PM's name. Putin says dozens of people in his entourage tested positive for COVID-19. Biden shuns EU with Asia-Pacific power play. Newsom, recall win shows Dems should stiffen our spines on COVID action. 4 takeaways from Politico's first tech summit. Max Rose plants the seeds for a return to Congress. Dems call in big gun as they face huge hill tests. Prescribing tomatoes and carrots could help some Americans eat better. Dan Crenshaw is building a young activist army, one summit at a time. DHS, extremists use TikTok to promote January 6th violence. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Australia a puny partner in this unequal subs deal. In the Herald, September 17, 1983. Your daily horoscope for Friday, September 17th. From the Archives, 1986, Benefits of Life on Fringes of Society. Target Time and Super Quiz, Friday, September 17th. The latest illustrations from artist Simon Lech. The latest illustrations from artist Matt Golding. Best of Cartoons, September 17, 2021. The latest illustrations from artist Kathy Wilcox. Best of Cartoons, September 16, 2021. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. As rents skyrocket, here is where they're increasing the most. Hint, it's not New York or San Francisco. The Wall Street Journal, women are responsible for nearly half of recent gun sales. The Moneyist, I'm getting the short end of the stick. My parents want to split their estate with their grandkids, but I don't have kids. Market Snapshot, Dow sinks 170 points as stocks struggle despite unexpected rise in retail sales. Coronavirus update, U.S. passes grim milestone as 1 in 500 have now died of COVID, and debate about need for boosters heats up. Economic report, retail sales surge in August despite spread of Delta, signaling U.S. economy is still strong. Futures movers, oil rally stalls after hitting 7-week high. The Moneyist, my dad arrived at my brother's Holy Communion high on cocaine. He punched the cab driver. Am I liable for his end-of-life care? The Big Move, my son is an unemployed, disabled 36-year-old who couch surfs with friends. Should I use my inheritance to help him buy a home? Time's most influential list includes Tim Cook, Elon Musk and Naomi Osaka. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Supply and Demand Chain Executive honors women of the supply chain, Supply and Demand Chain Executive. Artificial intelligence and how the courts approach the legal implications, Lexology. Patents and trademarks are not the same. Here's everything you need to know, Lexology. Way to rule on Hirschfeld's Arthrex Authority, Fed, Circ, told, Law 360. The catalog of carceral surveillance, patents aren't products, yet, F. Had too many potential recall voters already moved to Texas, The Wall Street Journal. Toolgen files opposition to broad preliminary motion number 3 to de-designate claims as corresponding to either interference count, J.D. Supra. Research, Stony Brook News. Cameroon looks to traditional medicine to fight coronavirus spread. Borneo Bulletin Online. Borneo Bulletin Online. Key intellectual property issues in M&A transactions. Lexology. The next headlines are from Quartz. The Met's new fashion exhibit seeds to internet culture. Why abortion rights are a workplace issue. A spacecraft so simple anyone can fly it. How France overcame NIMBYism to create affordable housing. Vietnam's COVID outbreak is pushing manufacturing back into China. Porn shows how financial firms are the new gatekeepers for the creator economy. Hundreds of former international flight attendants accuse United Airlines of discrimination. Riding the rails from Mexico to Canada. COVID-19 hasn't dampened the festive spirit for Indian e-commerce. Africa's top DNA research startup has secured $25 million for drug discovery and pharma talent. The following headlines are from TechDirt. AT&T hopes you'll ignore it routinely finances terrible politicians doing terrible things. The Los Angeles Police Department is asking city residents to hand over social media account info to feed to its unsupervised monitoring software. Scouts BSA seek to end Girl Scouts trademark lawsuit by brazenly claiming no confusion does or will exist. Content moderation case study, Twitter removes verified badge in response to policy violations, 2017. Musk's Starlink pre-order subscribers say customer service is a no-show. Trump donor who propped up his $2 billion hotel business with $96 million in COVID loans threatens website for publishing facts and opinions. Satire site gets ridiculous threat letter from baseball team, CC's Barbra Streisand in its response. Daily Deal, the 25 courses for $25 web development mega bundle. London's top cop says big tech, encryption are letting the terrorists win. FCC will take a closer look at iced landlord broadband monopolies. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Wendy Williams. Thursday Night Football. Woolly Mammoth. Oct winner 2021. Michael Schumacher. Cameron Diaz. Battlefield 2042. Reba McEntire. Roberto Clemente. Alex Murdaugh. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. India may buy Russian S-500 anti-space weapon defense system in world first arms deal, despite risk of U.S. sanctions, Moscow claims. Blood, sweat and tears too, scientists suggest astronaut bodily fluids could be used to produce concrete on Mars. Your guide to Russian political parties ahead of the 2021 parliamentary election, United Russia. Army could be brought in to aid Scotland stretched ambulance service following reports man died after 40-hour wait. Well-deserved, ABITUR reward medalists at World Champs with $2.60 M prize money for first time in 75-year history. AMC Cinemas to accept other cryptocurrencies in addition to Bitcoin. Judge dismisses sexual assault case against Marilyn Manson, but Antichrist superstar not yet off the hook. And Putin accepts invitation from Chinese leader Xi to attend 2022 Beijing Olympics. Europe's top human rights organization calls on Poland to change criminal definition of rape. Yes men, Western politicians, journalists and thought leaders queue up to launder image of Ukrainian oligarch pinch UK at Kiev Forum. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Capitol Police ask National Guard for support at Justice for J6 rally, Roger Stone fears false flag. Rusi Agate in a nutshell, Glenn Greenwald breaks down significance of expected indictment against Hillary Clinton lawyer. Gordon Johnson, Tesla's China sales numbers from August are more than 4x higher than official insurance data suggests. The illusion of getting rich while producing nothing. Powell orders review of Fed ethics rules after trading disclosures spark mass outrage. Gold is getting hammered as dollar and bond yields spike. As McConnell rebuffs Yellen over debt limit limbo, Democrat infighting risks delaying $3.5 trillion package by weeks or months. Chinese brokers drop currency forecasts to avoid angering regulators. Cathie Wood's funds have sold $266 million in Tesla this month, despite her $3,000 price target on the company. Leaked Zoom video exposes hospital officials discussing COVID-19 scare tactics. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Jewish anti-Zionist to plead his case for asylum in the UK. Lebanon judge seeks arrest of ex-minister charged in Beirut blast. Venezuela judiciary perpetuates rights abuses, UN investigators. Lebanon gets IMF funding injection, how much will it help? Somalia crisis deepens as president withdraws PM's powers. Hong Kong, candle in the wind. No journalist should die, EU calls for better media safety. In a COVID hotspot, Canada's election prompts little enthusiasm. U.S. court dismisses years-long NSA lawsuit, citing state secrets. Haiti PM Henry replaces justice minister after sacking prosecutor. The next headlines are from Breitbart. EU chief von der Leyen says Europe must build the political will for an EU army. Report, John Durham will seek indictment of Democratic lawyer for allegedly lying to the FBI during Russian collusion investigation. CDC numbers reveal nearly 1 in 500 Americans dead from Chinese coronavirus. 3 former U.S. intelligence officials charged in UAE hacking scheme. Watch, Joe Biden forgets who he's talking to, calls Australian PM that fella down under. COVID-19 84, NHS admits VaxPass app is sharing user facial recognition data with police. Somali asylum seeker arrested for double murder including mother of his child. U.S. citizen, State Department didn't help me get out of Afghanistan, why did they leave me behind with my family? Waltz, aid to Afghanistan is ransom for largest hostage crisis since Iran, planes and Mazar Ashraf still cannot leave. Marry Trump, Donald's entire cabinet in dereliction of its duty for not invoking 25th Amendment. The next headlines are from UPI News. Australians win $733,000 lottery jackpot while on vacation. Metal detector hobbyist finds class ring lost 10 years earlier in New York. Frankenstein first edition sells for a record $1.17 million at auction. Watch, bears take a dip in Massachusetts family's inflatable pool. Watch, traffic blocking alligator rescued from Texas highway in mid-tropical storm. 2021 Toy Hall of Fame finalists include Cabbage Patch Dolls, Risk. 820-foot pedestrian bridge in Ontario earns Guinness World Record. Look, Florida sheriff's deputies wrangle loose emu in residence yard. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. If left to regrow on its own, Brazil's Atlantic forest could recover faster and store more carbon for cheaper than tree planting. World's largest floating office opens in Rotterdam and it is designed for climate change resilience. Company sells plant-based biodegradable masks and closes the loop with free return of used ones for recycling. Oxygen therapy may slow hallmarks of Alzheimer's, study finds. Rare Bronze Age coffin has been accidentally discovered in a golf course pond along with perfectly preserved axe. Man and this wild bird have an adorable bond after a chance roadside encounter. A town near Rome is selling old homes for $1, a trend across Italy in many beautiful villages. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, September 16th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Steel Panther guitarist speaks on hiring female bassist. If we get girl in band, first thing we got to do at audition is for her to suck all our dicks. Companies are so desperate to fill jobs they're getting rid of drug tests. Jail, warning for Mikey Eichelschist's Illusion Excalibur Max in Miss Walker. UN urges moratorium on use of AI that imperils human rights. Man with stolen Disney iPad caught giving tour of Hollywood studios, deputies say. Republicans have spread a rumor that President Biden's ability to speak is controlled with a wireless push button. Senator James Risch asked Sec of State Blinken to tell him the name of the person who has the authority to press the button and to cut off the president's speaking ability. Tucker Carlson makes on-air plea to swollen testicled friend of Nicki Minaj's cousin. Attorney wanted man to kill him for insurance money, SC authorities say. 40% of people would have sex with a robot, study exclaims. A concerned Elizabeth Holmes trial observer has secret identity. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Thrust yourself to the top of an IT hiring search with this CompTIA security certification collection. If you're transferring, recovering or deleting data, this PC transfer kit bundle can do the trick. From recycling to production, bringing the battery supply chain to the US. Why Wikimedia bans 7 Chinese-based editors for infiltration. Gambling streams on Twitch are full of legal and ethical issues. Why did Apple change the camera position on the iPhone 13? WhatsApp reinvents the yellow pages and proves there are no new ideas. Here's how astronomers plan to send a giant-ass telescope to space. Microsoft wants you to stop using passwords for its apps and services. Here's how. Leak: the Pixel 6's CPU seems powerful, underpowered, and very strange. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Pilot study of diet exercise in young adults with intellectual disabilities is promising. New study challenges understanding of pandemic preparedness and resilience in Africa. Older age, chronic comorbidities associated with more severe COVID disease in children. Making musical performances safer in the era of COVID-19. COVID-19 slows birth rate in US, Europe. Have we detected dark energy? Scientists say it's a possibility. Planets form in organic soups with different ingredients. Milk-enabled massive steppe migration. Many mothers may have delayed or abandoned plans for additional children because of COVID-19 pandemic. Whoop, new autonomous method precisely detects endangered whale vocalizations. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, September 16th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA to announce landing site for Artemis lunar robotic rover. NASA statement on National Aerospace Week. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Salt Lake City woman struck and killed by car after an argument about a TV show. Zion Nation Park reopens the Narrows, Riverside Walk after falling rocks injure a hiker. Latest from Mormon land, conspiracy theories are turning some Latter-day Saints into anti-vaxxers. Take a tour of the historical homes in Salt Lake City's earliest suburb. New Salt Lake City Airport marks first anniversary, celebrates its eco-friendly rating. Nick Raimondo, real Salt Lake legend, plans to credit those who helped him get inducted into Utah Sports Hall of Fame. The rundown: Utah House Republicans terrorized by technology. When Wes Anderson comes to town, buildings get symmetrical. Letter: use the market to put a price on carbon and bring back healthy summers. Letter: the Great Salt Lake is dying, but there is hope if we act. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. FTC warns health apps to notify consumers impacted by data breaches. Alphabet's Project Taro laser tech beamed 700 terabytes of data across nearly 5 kilometers. Walmart to begin driverless deliveries with Ford and Argo AI. Ransomware encrypts South Africa's entire Department of Justice network. NASA confirms thousands of massive, ancient volcanic eruptions on Mars. Travis CI flaw exposed secrets of thousands of open-source projects. Physicists make square droplets and liquid lattices. iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Pro feature dual SIM support. DoorDash sues NYC over customer data law. SpaceX launches first all-tourist crew into orbit. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Thousands expected to line 31 miles of closed roads to honor a fallen Marine. Take your dog to a ball game at Busch Stadium during this special event. Download St. Louis City SC's new app for a chance to win a t-shirt and insider access. Hundreds of protesters at Missouri's Capitol to oppose vaccine mandates. Rowdy crowds concern homeless camp near St. Louis concert series. Pevely business burns in early morning fire. Fox Files, investigators believe people found dead in burned-out home, died after fire in North St. Louis County. De Smet Jesuit High School looking into alleged racial comments by head football coach. Here are events in St. Louis for Hispanic Heritage Month. Map shows major shifts in St. Louis City neighborhood populations. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. First ever How Low Scream event at SeaWorld kicks off Friday. Metrolink suspends service to Oceanside Station for track work. Pedestrian hit by pickup after crossing street in Tirol to West. Firefighters put out small fire near I-805. Bodycam footage shows Gabby Petito, boyfriend after 911 call, weeks before disappearance. County reports highest recent weekly total of COVID deaths. City committee to discuss how to make outdoor dining a permanent option. FDA panel will examine safety of Pfizer's COVID-19 booster shot. Chula Vista School Board President steps down over careless and inappropriate tweets. Man faces attempted murder charge for shootout with police during Fox 5 Live report. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. German Army receives latest version of iconic Leopard 2 tank. RBSL showcases game-changing main battle tank at DSEI. Taliban find dozens of ballistic missiles in Panjshir Valley. U.S. Navy aerial refueling drone refuels F-35 for the first time. Russian military fields new B-19 combat vehicle. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. British artist tells story of China versus the West in series of paintings. Me Too setback, Chinese court rules dismisses ex-intern's sexual harassment case against TV star. Barefaced truths. In 1973, the Philadelphia Orchestra did its part to kickstart modern U.S.-China relations. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, September 16, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine's effectiveness wanes over time, company says. Stepfather charged with sexually abusing child in San Mateo County. Distillery creates limited vodka from wildfire smoke-tinged Napa grapes. One person escapes from massive East Bay house fire. Woman killed in San Jose shooting. Can my kids really be harmed wearing masks to protect against COVID? Elton John postpones part of final world tour due to injury. 21% of children hospitalized with COVID require intensive care unit care, study finds. Chase Center hosts first concert since pandemic with vaccination policy in effect. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Chauvin pleads not guilty to alleged civil rights violation. U.S. stocks fall as technology companies lead a broad slide. Number 8 Bearcat sidesteps speculation as trip to Indiana looms. FIFA intensifies push to stage Men's World Cup every 2 years. After TOEFL, Mizou turns focus to SEMO, continued growth. Reece James says Chelsea, England medals stolen in burglary. Owners of historic Palatine Garden Center blame change in property tax status for closure. Constable, elections with ranked choice voting, I drink to that. Greg Hart launches bid for DuPage County Board Chairman seat. Christmas in September, film crew shooting holiday movie in Naperville. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. History, how the Seattle PI played a pivotal role in the kidnapping case of George Weyerhaeuser. New 18,000 square foot skate plaza unveiled at Seattle Center. Poll, Bruce Harrell leads in Seattle mayoral race, but many voters are still undecided. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Greece, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Russia. Drought is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, September 16th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Unconscious man rescued from balcony of burning Houston townhome. Texas favorites James Avery and HEB team up in League City. 8-year-old girl hospitalized in critical condition after she was hit by SUV in North Harris County. Tropical depression Nicholas crawls out of southeast Texas. Here's how Nicholas will impact Houston's weather again on Thursday. Scarface receives kidney donation from son after suffering organ failure due to COVID-19. Houston SPCA will host Clear the Shelters adoption event on September 18th. Chicago Bears legend Steve McMichael shares glimpse inside his ALS battle America Strong. Derek Chauvin to be arraigned for alleged civil rights violation involving teenage boy in 2017. SpaceX makes history launching an all-civilian crew into outer space without an astronaut on board. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Tommy Thompson getting surgery after water ski accident. Author Colleen Hoover's word-of-mouth success. Latest, Britain gives boosters over 50 with health issues. Soaring utility bills alarm Europe, raise fears for winter. GOP's Matt Krause joins race against Texas AG Ken Paxton. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Early edition, today is the last day the sun sets after 7 p.m. in NYC in 2021. Independent Redistricting Commission fails to reach consensus, releases competing maps. DoorDash sues NYC over sharing customer info with restaurants. De Blasio confident vaccine mandate for school staff will overcome legal challenges. Cuomo's $50 million High Line extension is still happening, Hochul confirms. Extra extra, nothing gets people mad like a list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. Report, NYC food delivery workers face low pay, high risks. Behold Summit, New York City's newest observatory with vertigo-inducing glass balcony. COVID is surging back into Rikers and NYC jails. NYC is notoriously bad with tech. Can the next mayor change that? We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. 77 million children have spent 18 months out of class. Reopen schools, urges UNICEF. Act now to slow climate change and protect the planet, urges UN chief. UN staffers under pandemic restrictions, but diplomats to wine and dine unrestrained. Tipping point for climate action, time's running out to avoid catastrophic heating. From the field, women owning the peace. Syria caught in a downward spiral, UN relief chief tells Security Council. UN sends Gabon peacekeepers home from Central African Republic, following abuse allegations. New South Sudan Parliament can infuse urgency into peace process. Urgent action needed over artificial intelligence risks to human rights. Even as IUCN Congress closes, conservation debate hots up. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. The federal government just cannot get enough of your face. Despite mandates, Biden Commerce Secretary claims nobody is being forced to take COVID vaccine. Massachusetts activates National Guard to bus school children after vax mandate staffing shortages. More than half of U.S. states vow to fight Biden's vaccine mandate. Rand Paul, General Milley should be removed, court-martialed if secret calls to China are confirmed. Australia continues its plunge into authoritarianism and military brinkmanship. Fauci, we're going to mandate CV shots if hardcore group of holdouts are not persuaded to submit. Ireland, 54% of hospital patients with COVID are fully vaccinated. License plate readers use footage from Ring, smartphones and ATMs to ID vehicles. Taliban urges U.S. to show heart after raking in $1.2 billion at UN donor conference. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. A big grey elephant, Paris Arc de Triomphe is wrapped up. Elton John postpones European shows after hip injury. White House offers Nicki Minaj call to answer vaccine cues. No, don't use ivermectin soaked tampons as COVID-19 prevention. Did Tim Tebow write apocalyptic Facebook post about cashless society? Yes, a billboard paired Trump's picture with a Bible verse about Jesus. U.S. Soccer says it has offered men, women identical contracts. U.S. lawyers ask British courts to tell Prince Andrew of suit. Sand, Catton, Piadas lead Toy Hall of Fame finalists. Did Biden pull down his mask at 9/11 ceremony? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. No one push button to prevent Biden from speaking. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Woman allegedly caught on tape confessing to plot that left 7-foot man dead in the woods. Piers Morgan joins Fox News 6 months after storming off British TV over Meghan Markle. The Mike Huckabee children's books masquerading as education. Is this Real Housewives star really running a cult? Ex-church members say yes. A former Fox exec is set to clean up ABC News. Livid staffers say he's failing. She endured unspeakable tragedy, then her grandson got COVID. Kenny G has always been in on the joke, now he's ready for the praise. Court packing doesn't seem so radical after the ex-abortion law. Democrats love their $3.5 trillion bill, whatever you want to call it. Trolls be damned, Kendrick Lamar deserves to be silly. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Kim Kardashian's makeup artist reacts to her covered-up Met Gala look. Ken Jennings back in Jeopardy, host slot, what it means for Mime Bialik. Tesla opens store on tribal land in New Mexico, dodges state restrictions. Nicki Minaj says she was put in Twitter jail over COVID-19 vaccine tweets. Mark Wistrach details funny and very technical Jessica Chastain sex scene. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Where to see the next solar eclipse. These are the most peculiar galaxies you can observe. Explore the sky with AberWorks 2065 ED Deluxe binoculars. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Outcry after more than 1,400 dolphins killed in Faroe Islands. SpaceX launches all-civilian crew on Inspiration 4 mission. Researchers to study long COVID in thousands of survivors. SpaceX makes history with successful launch of first all-civilian crew to orbit Earth. Pfizer and Moderna support COVID booster shots. SpaceX to launch first all-civilian crew into orbit. Inspiration for civilian astronaut, cancer survivor Haley Arsenault writes a note to her younger self. States aim to overhaul plastic recycling. New York and New Jersey declare states of emergency as Ida barrels through. U.S. battles dangerous COVID surge as ICUs fill up nationwide. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. Enormous solar superstorm could knock out the internet worldwide, study says. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Sicko known as world's largest facilitator of child porn gets 27 years in prison. Cuba's proposed new family code could legalize same-sex marriages. More than 20 cats killed in massive fire at Florida animal shelter, worst nightmare. Bond set for man accused of shooting Alex Murdaugh in failed insurance scam. U.S. states being told how many Afghan evacuees are coming their way, Biden admin. Elton John postpones European tour after hip injury. U.S. unemployment claims rise after hitting pandemic low. Former Minneapolis police officer jailed after kneeling on George Floyd's neck to be arraigned in separate case involving similar method of restraint. The Murdaugh family mysteries, a timeline of murders, cryptic deaths, scandals and power. Alex Murdaugh to surrender Thursday for botched-assisted suicide and failed insurance scam. The following headlines are from military.com. Hawaii-based soldier gets 62 years in prison for bludgeoning wife to death. Baby girl born to widow of Marine killed in Kabul bombing. North Korea says it tested rail-launched ballistic missiles. With eye on Iran, Israeli Navy steps up Red Sea presence. France kills Islamic State leader who attacked U.S. military personnel in Niger in 2017. SpaceX launches 4 amateurs on private Earth-circling trip. Nearly 46,000 employees are holding out on the VA's COVID-19 vaccine order, agency says. U.S. will help Australia build nuclear submarines as China looms. Air Force wants to move fast on boat plane for special operators. All GI Bill users soon will be required to contact the VA each month to receive payment. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Celebrating Mexico's independence in Chicago. Daywatch, lawsuit against Dennis Hastert has settled. Most Chicago aldermen accept automatic pay raises. Top 10 movies for fall. CPD officer hit by vehicle while directing traffic in the Loop. A scheduling conflict at Soldier Field with the Bears forces the Chicago Fire to return to Bridgeview for one match. Here's the hefty price tag. Nearly 450 Illinois school districts and private schools have signed up for COVID-19 saliva shield testing. So far, only 79 have started. Here's why. Inaugural Englewood Music Fest is Saturday. Organizers' goal is to celebrate the community and help change the narrative. CPS logged 245 COVID-19 cases, with nearly 5,500 students and staff potentially exposed, in first 2 weeks of school. Chicago Sky owner Michael Walter fined by City Ethics Board for seeking Mayor Lori Lightfoot's help on gambling license without registering as a lobbyist. Celebrating Mexican Independence Day, Chicago style, with car caravans and flag waving, it's a sense of belonging. Man charged with DUI after crashing into school bus in Crystal Lake, Sheriff's Office says. The following headlines are from FIS.org. AI system identifies buildings damaged by wildfire. How do wild pigs affect riparian systems? Behold the humble water flea, locked in a battle of mythological proportions. Low oxygen levels are pushing fish into shallower waters. New model could help predict Gulf of Mexico hurricanes. Fossilized footprints reveal prehistoric elephant nursery. Fossil bird with fancy tail feather shows that sometimes, it's survival of the sexiest. Staying young, from the cells on up. Study suggests earliest use of bone tools to produce clothing in Morocco 120,000 years ago. Magnon blocking effect and magnonic skin effect shown in antiferromagnetically coupled heterojunction. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, September 16th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. The two sides of envy at work. Healthy food decisions can start at the grocery checkout. The quantum technology industry is creating entirely new jobs. How indirect DNA transfer is challenging forensics and overturning wrongful convictions. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Misfiring inter-attack missing former star Lukaku. Boston College turns to backup QB Grossell against Temple. Sequoia National Park's giant trees at risk as fires grow. Budget bill reopens moderate versus progressive divide for Dems. Actor L. Steven Taylor is the king behind The Lion King. Number 6 Clemson hopes to continue dominance of Georgia Tech. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Van Taylor reveals future plans to leave a greater impact. Man wounded in East Oakland shooting. Larry Majid, protecting mental health on Instagram. Shooting in Oakland leaves Berkeley man in grave condition. Photos, SF Giants winning streak ends with loss to Padres. Nicki Minaj's various claims debunked, swollen testicles, White House visit in Twitter jail. Gabby Petito disappearance, Moab incident documented in police report. Godfather behind Varsity Blues college admission scandal said he could get one parent's child into Harvard for $1.20 High school football, why De La Salle's loss to St. Francis might not be storied program's only regular season defeat. Why Hawaii's famous haiku stairs will likely be removed. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Nicki Minaj didn't get White House invite, offered call on COVID vaccines instead, says Biden admin. Taxes, economy loom large for Glenn Youngkin in Virginia governor's race. Special counsel John Durham reportedly seeking indictment against DNC lawyer for lying to FBI. Scott Wagner, ex-governor contender, buys billboards depicting Biden as Taliban. U.S. unemployment claims rise after hitting pandemic low. France fumes over Aussie sub-deal with U.S. Pope cites history of friendship with vaccines, cardinal who resisted shot require treatment. Christian aid groups ask UN panel to eliminate overseas orphanages and institutionalization. Russia votes in parliament election without main opposition. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Intelligence contract funnel to pro-war think tank establishment. Buffalo's developer class backing last-ditch attempt against socialist India Walton. Whip count, the Democrats who support the progressive reconciliation strategy. No accountability for war on terror atrocities. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, September 16, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Breaking down Week 4's top high school football games. Missing man last seen in Chatham is at high risk, police say. Pair charged with killing man in front of his West Pullman home after throwing brick through window. 3 killed, 14 wounded, including 16-year-old boy, in Chicago shootings Wednesday. Woman shot while driving on I-57 in Markham. Chicago police officer hit by car while directing traffic downtown. Dear Abby, if she never initiates sex, does that mean my wife is cheating? For black entrepreneurs, the dream of opening a pot shop remains just out of reach. The premise, BJ Novak drops 5 tall stories, and they don't all land. Who is Pedro Martinez, CPS News CEO? The next headlines are from the Times of India. New rating system downgrades India in terms of climate action. Guj, CM Patel keeps home, none from Rupani government retained. Centre defends Asthana appointment as Delhi police chief in HC. PM slams critics of Central Vista project. Madras HC stays certain sub-clauses of new IT rules. Google uses dead Nexus phone to make fun of iPhone. In pics, Nora Fatihi trolled for her dress. My father passed away after spending 50 days in hospital. Virat Kohli to step down as India's T20 captain after World Cup. US, UK to arm Australia with nuclear-powered submarines. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, September 16, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Review, My Fair Lady at the Hobby. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this fall 2021. Best bets the week of September 16 to 22, 2021. Best of Houston 2021, Best Tex-Mex Restaurant. The 2021 to 2022 season for Opera in the Heights. Things to do, see Ricky Lee Jones at the Heights Theater and read her memoir Last Chance Texaco. Could Houston get in on the private space launch bees? Best of Houston 2021, Best Italian. Best of Houston 2021, Best Bar Patio. Best of Houston 2021, Best Bookstore. The next headlines are about world records making news. White catfish catch shatters state, and maybe, world record, Beloit Daily News. Quite a catch, catfish shatters state, maybe world, record, ABC News. 500 horsepower Rolls-Royce electric aircraft flies closer to world record attempt, Auto Evolution. Purdue University earns Guinness World Records title for the world's widest paint, wbill.com. Weightlifter Hao He beats world record at Chinese National Games, CGTN. Guinness World Records declares Pickering Bridge world's longest enclosed people crossing, Toronto Star. Lightwave Logic and Polariton Technologies achieve world record performance for ultra-high-speed modulators, the Grand Junction Daily Sentinel. All of the Guinness World Records broken in Essex, see the full list, Echo. UK man's brainy idea to feature in Guinness World Record, Telangana Today. Canadian confirmed as tallest teenager in the world, Guinness World Records. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. The best iPhone 13 accessories you can buy right now. Razer's Huntsman V2 is one of the quietest, softest mechanical gaming keyboards I've ever used. The beginning of the end of oil is here for Los Angeles County. Please help us figure out what the hell this cucks device for MAGA lovers actually is. Clever screwdriver turns the force of a hammer blow into extra torque to dislodge stuck screws. Facebook thinks BuzzFeed-style quizzes will solve its climate misinformation problem. Captain America's Anthony Mackie will star in a Twisted Metal TV series. GoPro's new Hero 10 Black is a smooth beast with a mean streak. Inventor of the game of life and prop designer for Star Trek dies at 99. Cuba becomes first country to vaccinate young kids against COVID-19. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Adjur in Algeria at 114.26 degrees Fahrenheit or 45.7 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amundsen in Minus Scott's South Pole Station at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. NASA awards 5 contracts for lunar landers to follow SpaceX demonstration. Lucid gets its official EPA range ratings, and they're astounding. U.S. hospitals buckling under Delta surge. 25% of intensive care units are over 95% full. Shocking Pixel 6 rumor lists Google SoC with 2 ARM X1 CPU cores. How the Le Mans hydrogen racer is shaping up. Crew Dragon has flown 4 more people, all private citizens, into space. The iPhone 13 is thicker and heavier than the iPhone 12. Walmart to begin driverless deliveries with Ford and Argo AI. Recent Ebola outbreak emerged from someone infected 5 years earlier. Backpage founders get mistrial because U.S. overplay child sex trafficking claims. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Florida GOP official who wanted to end Fauciism dies from COVID-19. Marjorie Taylor Greene threatens to blow away socialism with giveaway of .50 caliber rifle. Americans will soon find out whether democracy survived Trump's big lie. Trump's special counsel investigating the Mueller probe only found one loose allegation, report. German police arrest 4 on Yom Kippur over synagogue attack plot. Man and woman caught flashing Nazi salutes at chaotic Ohio school board meeting. This is crazy. Dem blasts GOP for attacking Milley, claiming a Trump-ordered nuclear strike would have been illegal. Trump seeks to remake democracy and his image as disgraced ex-president takes things to a whole new level. Kinzinger calls on GOP to condemn rally backing Capitol rioters. This overthrow the government fetish, I don't understand it. Trump smacked with list of former associates warning he's mentally unstable in brutal CNN segment. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Black men are pushed to pursue sports, why not medicine? Michaela Maroney's powerful testimony to Congress shows the uphill battle survivors face. After shuttering for almost 2 years, The Village Vanguard reopens to live audiences. The extreme right's favorite web provider just got hacked. Anxious about climate, 4 in 10 young people are wary of having kids. Biden just threw a bone to Big Almond. The California recall effort has officially failed. The next items are today's top search results for Bigfoot. The frights of non-horror video games, Frightathon, that hashtag show. Man claims to have seen Australia's version of Bigfoot, and says it eats humans, Daily Star. Bigfoot, again? Netizens divided over video claiming to show giant-sized ape walking through trees. Watch, times now. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Oligoprogression after immunotherapy and targeted therapy in metastatic melanoma, Cancer Network. Aptenic secures $50 million growth capital credit facility from K2 Health Ventures, Joplin Globe. September, drug targets for memory loss news and features, University of Bristol. University of Western Australia, 3 UA researchers recipients of Young Tall Poppy Science Awards, India Education Diary. Research reveals drug targets for memory enhancement, Newswise. Taking lessons from a sea slug, study points to better hardware for artificial intelligence, Eureka Alert. 3 UA researchers recipients of Young Tall Poppy Science Awards, University News, the University of Western Australia. Ayahuasca, everything you need to know. The Costa Rican News, the Costa Rican News. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, September 16, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Breaking, Congressional bill for new UFO UAP investigations unit put on union calendar. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, September 16, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.